right. We are down in the Cook's Chasm area.
Sorry, look at this wave, babe.
Okay.
Woo! I'm so scared. Holy shnikes down there. Oh, Kevin!
It's okay.
Woo! I told you.
Careful. Good afternoon, everybody. After a great month down in Brookings Harbor, some amazing things we got to see, visit with friends and everything, we took a short drive, short for us, about 200 miles up the coast. And now
4 hours.
Yeah, it took us about 4 hours, just because of, when you're driving up the 101, it's pretty much all slow and windy. So we are now staying in Waldport, Oregon, at a marina/RV park for the next couple weeks. And it's a cute little place. It really is.
It is cute. We left Brookings and we had amazing weather. I don't know if we've mentioned this before, but we were not sure coming to Oregon kind of in the down season, end of April into May, or middle of April into middle of May. And we had amazing weather over in Brookings. So here we've gotten here, it's a little gloomy, but it's okay. I'm curious to see the marina when the sun is out.
Yes.
And it's going, because it's a really cute little area. So
yeah, we got here yesterday, and to me this is the typical Oregon weather, overcast. Every once in a while you feel a little mist in the air, so we can handle that. That's no big deal.
Oh yeah, no, it's not going to slow us down. And also it smells, because it makes everything smell so good when it's wet, obviously.
I mean, you can see how green everything is right behind us.
All right, so where are we today?
So right now we are at Cape Perpetua State Park. We're sitting on the tailgate getting ready to have some lunch. Packed a lunch like we usually do when we go out on hikes. We're going to go and take probably a short 2-mile hike, I think it is. They call it the coastal hike. Got to get out, stretch my legs, stretch my back after a drive day yesterday and setting up. And then we're going to go to Devil's Churn, and then we're going to go to THOR'S Well, because they are both within a quarter mile of each other from right here where we are.
I'm super excited about this Cape Perpetua because, first of all, the visitor center is amazing. It's got so many cute things in there, and it's really well laid out. So it's just a really nice visitor center with a beautiful view. But the trails they offer, and there's a bike trail in here, so we can get Kevin's bike fixed. We're going to try and do the bike trail too. Yeah,
the sign on the wall said there's 26 miles of trails.
Yeah, this is one we'll probably come back to a lot because it's not very far from us either. This will get us out. Yeah,
absolutely. It seems like this is the one that has all the trails branching out from it, because the drive down to this area from Waldport, there really wasn't any hiking trails that we saw. So we will see. And then obviously from where we are, we're going to be shooting up north the coast, seeing a bunch of iconic sites, going back down south the coast, checking out a couple of little towns. Florence. We went to Newport last night for dinner. Then we just have a bunch of other stuff planned for the next couple weeks here. So
some of it not planned.
Some of it not planned.
Find the little things that maybe aren't hot spots, right? Because sometimes touristy things are touristy things, and we like the touristy things. There's a reason they're touristy because they're cool. But I love finding the stuff that is not as popular and just making it our own. So who knows what we'll find? Oregon is amazing. The coast is amazing. It has so much to offer. The hikes alone are going to be amazing.
Alrighty, we're going to have lunch and we'll show you what we're going to get ourselves into.
Yeah. I just say it all the time, and I hate to be repeating all the time, but especially on the Oregon coast, you can smell the trees and you can smell the ocean. That's how close we are, and you can hear it. And so it's just lovely. And this is just a little paved, trail down to THOR'S Well. Is that where we're at?
No, we're just doing the coastal trail.
Oh, so is this whole thing paved?
It's supposed to be pretty.
Oh. So anyway, that's
Lareka's favorite. First time we were on the Oregon coast, we were hiking through the forest. Came up Ecola State Park, hiking through the forest, and took a turn, and we were overlooking the ocean. And Lareka's like, I'm in heaven. This is what she loves the most.
People always say, beach or woods. On the Oregon coast, you don't have to pick.
I know.
Because I love them both so much. And so, long time ago, I would have said the beach, because we are totally beach people.
Yeah.
But I do love the woods and the green. So, Oregon coast, you get them both. And the other thing I always talk about is the smells.
Yes.
It makes the adventure, it makes your get outs, so beautiful. It just fills every sense.
Except all the marijuana.
Well, that has been a lot lately.
Well, we are in Oregon.
I don't understand that. It is weird, though. I don't understand that. Like, you're out and you're moving and you're doing these amazing hikes. And some of them, when we were in the Redwoods, were hard hikes.
Yeah.
Like, you had to go up. And then literally up at the top of the hike, like, you climb these switchbacks. People were sitting up there. We walked by. I'm like, isn't that like defeating the purpose of getting out there and feeling healthy? I don't know. I don't do that.
I couldn't do that, yeah.
I couldn't tell you, but it doesn't
Nothing
make me
against you if you do. It's legal, but
it doesn't make me feel good because I'm
how?
hiking, trying to breathe, and then it's just, I don't know. But anyway,
my just thing is, you're breathing all this fresh air, and then you want to pollute it with anything, cigarettes, marijuana, whatever. How?
You also pollute my air.
Yeah, I know.
Which drives me insane because, as you know, I am a senses girl. So
yes.
It's all right. We'll move on.
Moving on. We're going to keep going.
That is why we hike on the Oregon coast. There's just nothing like it. Oh, we're just like get to walk along on the hike hearing that. Oh, it's just amazing.
All right. We are down in the Cook's Chasm area.
Sorry, look at this wave, babe.
Okay.
Woo! I'm so scared. Holy shnikes, Batman. Oh, Kevin!
It's okay.
Woo! Video that wave.
Yeah. Woo! No, we got wet.
Kevin, that's how people die.
Well,
Because they're idiots.
I was going to say, we're not stupid, so we're okay.
We kind of are. We were a little bit too...
We're okay.
I'd rather be on the sand. Those rocks are slippery. Wow. That was crazy. I knew that wave was so bad. I was watching it build. Here comes another one.
Okay, we're going to start this again.
Oh, that was funny. But it could be very dangerous.
It could.
It really could. So you got to be careful. Wow, we got crazy humidity, wet going on.
All right. We're at Cook's Chasm, and that was THOR'S well that snuck up on us. And
talk about the sneaker waves in Oregon. It's true.
They do.
It's true. We're out here. It's funny. It's kind of like drizzling out.
Barely,
but it's beautiful still.
Oh, yeah. The water wasn't even that cold.
No. We're not immersed in it.
No.
But this is the one that catches your eye from a top.
From the road.
So you can hike down it. But you've got to be careful if the tide, it's high tide, right? Is right now?
Yeah, high tide. Right around now is high tide.
Which is when you kind of want to see it because then it's filling. But you can get really, we were waiting and it was building and building and building and then it just went. So it's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to be careful because the rocks are slippery too.
And then off to the side over here underneath the bridge is the chasm. When the waves go rolling in there, they come popping up onto these little... they call them ocean geysers, these different areas, and oh my.
Yeah, one of them is Spouting Horn. That might be
Spouting Horn is that one over there, it's called.
Right? Is that what it looks like?
Yeah, that's it.
And they literally, they call them the ocean's geysers, which is exactly what they look like. It's like you're in Yellowstone, but on the coast.
Oregon coast.
Wow. Does not disappoint.
Okay, now.
Well, from the water, it's going to be a slippery
The water's not that big a deal. It's the algae and stuff. You gotta be really careful. But it's really cool. It's like a whole, I don't know what you call it. Maybe like a chasm? I don't know. But the other one's called a chasm, but it's like a narrow. And then it goes under. When you get to the end there, it actually goes under the ground and you can kind of see where the water keeps going.
And you hear the boom back there.
And you hear the booms from underneath the ground. Totally cool. Totally worth it. I do think the first one we went to, a little more spectacular. These don't have the big shooting waves, but awesome. Devil's Churn. Yeah.
What's cool about this one is they have a restroom.
Yes.
And I wanted to say that while we're talking about going to places on the coast, Oregon is really good about having restrooms, and they're really clean.
Real restrooms with running water.
Yeah. Now, again, we're here before the crazy season, so they may get really dirty, but whew, I would love Yellowstone to take a tip.
Yes.
Because they have a lot of bathrooms, and they're clean. All the like little parks, state parks, beaches. I'm impressed.
Yeah, absolutely. So Devil's Churn comes out from the ocean there, and it's almost like a canyon. The water just goes through the canyon, 100 yards or so, and it actually at the end goes underground. And it doesn't have the spectacular spouts like the last one was that we did, but you can hear the rumbling from underground. And if you go across the rocks and you walk all the way to the end, you can see where the water literally goes under the ground, and then Highway 101's right above your head.
Still totally cool because what the ocean has done in making that canyon in the rocks is just phenomenal. Like it's just cut through, which is crazy that you're telling me it goes in. Yeah. Because what's going to happen when all that comes down?
Yeah, I don't know how far in it goes because it's a good 30 feet drop down into the water, and then with the angles you just can't see it. So I don't know how far it goes.
I mean, obviously not in our lifetime will that ever happen, but it's just crazy how powerful water is.
Oh yeah,
in forming this. I mean, we learned this at Black Canyon.
Yes,
it's just crazy what the water can do to the rocks and the formations that happen. So
learned it in ninth grade. Learned it in ninth grade geology too.
It's much easier though when you see it.
Yes, 100%.
Than to learn from a textbook.
Yes.
So, or we're more mature, so we're more interested. Probably.
Yep. Just one more amazing thing on the Oregon coast.
Yep. Okay, so we just came back from a hike. As you guys know, we're in Oregon and we're on the coast. And it's unpredictable, right? The weather's unpredictable. So it was supposed to be light rain. Tonight for dinner, we were going to do, like shaved beef, Philly type deals, like with peppers, onions, and mushrooms and whatever. We had planned that for the meal. I don't think we're going to be able to get on the Blackstone. So we're going to pivot. And this is what I love about leftovers, because when we traveled, we had a few leftovers. So I had made chili, which I am going to show you how I make my chili. We've actually tried to do a video and it didn't work, so I will be doing that, just so you know. But when we were back in Brookings, I had bought baked potatoes, and I just buy two. Then they're not huge, because sometimes the big ones we end up splitting. But anyway, so I think what we're going to do is do leftover chili on baked potatoes and use up more leftovers, make kind of an easy meal, and go from there. Sometimes in RV life, well, not sometimes, often you must pivot. So there you go.
So we are at the Haceta Head Lighthouse, just north of Florence, Oregon, on the coast. And wow, this place is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool looking lighthouse, and of course they have wonderful volunteers that offer up so much information. It's so interesting.
Because they literally at that time turn the lighthouse on basically by lighting the fire in the lantern an hour before sunset.
So. Yes, this one's been open, he said, for a little over 130 years, and it's still in use today. When the sun goes down, you can actually see in through the window, and it's still a working lighthouse. And he was telling a story about how sometimes the crab fishermen out there in the ocean, they still use it to this day to find their way back.
This lighthouse, and we haven't been to like a ton. I know when we were in Port St. Joe, like just outside of it in Florida, there was a really cool one. This one is really in a beautiful area.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a little gray today, but I can't imagine on a blue day. You do have to walk to it, and it's an incline,
half a mile
wide though. Yeah, and it's not terrible. It goes. There is a little incline, but it is just in a beautiful setting.
Oh yeah, you're literally up on the cliff, overlooking the ocean and a little bay over there. And
Beautiful.
yeah, before I had a chance to pull the camera out, bald eagle went flying right past us, and the volunteer said, "Up there he goes." And I'm like, "Dang, I missed it." And he goes, "He comes by 2 or 3 times a day." So I think we missed him for today, but who knows? We'll see. But what a great place. If you're ever in this area, the Haceta Head Lighthouse.
Very pretty.
Very.
Yeah, a nice big parking lot.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's in a beautiful setting, like I said, and definitely worth coming and seeing. It's very pretty lighthouse.
Absolutely. You can go in the bottom. They don't open up the top. He said just because it's so old and the stairwell and everything else that it's not safe to walk up to the top. But, you know, like Lareka said, the volunteers here are just amazing.
Yeah, full of so much information,
Yes.
for sure. The red bricks, he said, that they got in from San Francisco, and the ships would bring them out, and they're all different colors because they just brought what they had.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. That kind of reminded me of Notre Dame.
No, I was totally thinking, yeah, when we
How
were
their bricks are different colors,
Yeah.
you know, and you know the older one versus,
Yeah.
but anyway, just interesting and so nice, and we're just fascinated by the history of it. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely worth it.
Yep. So one thing that I didn't realize is about halfway up the trail to get to the lighthouse, there's actually a bed and breakfast.
Really cute. Right behind us.
Yeah.
And we were talking to the guy there's a little gift store too, right beside it. Well, right a little bit in front of it. One thing we he was telling us that it's actually runs, and Kevin was asking about the prices. He said, well, we're coming into prime season because we're here, it's the middle of May. And he said it can go anywhere from $200 to $600 a night.
Yes.
But included
A
was
7-course breakfast.
yeah, which he said is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm sure, but like the views that you get from here. So then he also said that today it is closed because they are setting up for a wedding.
Yeah.
For tomorrow. What an amazing place to have a wedding, because these views,
Oh yeah.
wow, like.
Even with the gray skies, it's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. So,
Yeah.
like that will be a wedding I'm sure they remember forever. It is beautiful. It's set on this beautiful lawn right here.
Yeah.
And then it overlooks just this amazing ocean view.
Yes.
So,
Something to think about if you're interested in a not cheap bed and breakfast on the Oregon coast.
yeah, but I mean, if you have the money and you want to spend it and you want that
Yeah.
that area that you want, it would be beautiful.
Absolutely.
So,